Alrighty, welcome ladies. December 6th, Evolve Wellness Team Call. We're small but mighty, and I am more than happy to have you. Thank you so much for tuning in. I know it's pretty late and dark out there, but it's what works for our lifestyles, and that's what we love. I wanted to touch base really quick today to just talk about some basics in coaching. You know, it really doesn't need to be as difficult as we make it out to be. We see all these things on the back online office about the first 30 and things that we're supposed to be doing. Really what it comes down to is just sharing your journey, whether that's word of mouth marketing, where you're just talking to people about your results and about how you're feeling and about your mental and physical changes, or if that's actually putting yourself out on social media. Social media is how we connect. You know, today, as we jumped on this call, Brittany said, this is how the millennium people get together because we can't necessarily make it in person all the time. And this allows us a face-to-face visit, which is incredible. And it allows us to connect. But when it comes to coaching, I think one of the things we don't want to do is overwhelm our family and friends with our newfound love of health and fitness. We feel like we're going to be a burden to them or a nuisance. And to be honest, if that is how your family or friends are feeling when you show up on social media in a positive, happy, healthy way, then that's their issue and not yours. We all agree, I know the three of us on this call will say that personal development is top notch. You have to be doing this to understand why it's okay to show up in a healthy, positive way on your social media. It is yours, and if they want to unfollow you, you don't want them a part of your community anyways, and they can go ahead and do that. That's not your problem, that's their problem. What you're doing is paying forward a life of health and wellness. You're not selling just a product. You're not coming after them of, buy this, buy that. You're showing up as your authentic self and just allowing them to join you so if they choose, which is a beautiful thing. One of the things we like to do is try and make a separate account or something different. I also did that. I thought my like page that I created on Facebook would take off and that I would have all of this, all these new people come to me through it, and that has not been the case. It's actually probably going to be deleted in the near future because I have a few pages here and that one just is not being used. And that goes along the same with Instagram. We are more than just Beachbody ladies. We use Beachbody products to be healthy and create a well-rounded lifestyle, but we ourselves are not just Beachbody. And that is one of the reasons why it's so important to use your personal account as your marketing tool or as where you share. And the reason for that is because people connect with you on much more than a health and fitness journey. They connect with you because you love dogs or hiking or sports or being a mom or going to church or your religion or your faith. You are so much more than just that health and fitness side of it. And if you choose to continue with that type of a page, there's nothing wrong with that, but you'll see that there's just not near as much traction there. And one of the things that we do when we first start coaching is we look at our warm market, which is the people that are within arm's reach, those people you already have on your network. You can go through, make a list, find the top 10 people you want to join you in 2019. That is kind of your step one from this call. Go through your friends list on Facebook, go through your Instagram followers and find 10 people that you just want to initiate a conversation with. The other day I was going through my Facebook friends to add people to our new community, Evolve Wellness, which each and every one of you are welcome to invite to and to add people to be a part of our community, because what's mine is yours and you can invite for that. And so you find those 10 people you want to be a part of that community, and all you're doing is having a conversation, simple and easy. You say, hey girl, I've been thinking about you. Use your name if you can. I struggle on Instagram because not everybody's names are on there when it's a cold market. But You can use their name and you can say, look, I am putting together 10 people to go into 2019 strong. I'm looking for ladies who want to commit to 20 minutes a day, 6 days a week, and supported by an amazing community. Would you be interested in getting more information? You can write that on one message, copy it, and paste it to those 10 people, because we are all about working smarter, not harder. Change the name, use your own little script because it comes from your voice and your personality, and turn around and tell people that you think they would be an amazing part and why. You know, connect on a human level. That is the biggest part of it. The other part is, as you find those 10 people, you want to find 10 new people. We always want to be adding to our network. And when we add to our network, it can be as simple. I find my simplest ways is if I'm scrolling, and I just had a girl actually talk about losing 70 pounds in the last 6 months or whatever it was. And I was so proud of her. So I made an honest comment of being so proud of her. And then I used my time to go through her comments. And when there was a positive one that said, "What's your secret?" I would like that comment and be like, oh my gosh, maybe make a comment underneath it and add that person as a friend on Facebook. The same thing happens with Instagram. You can look underneath comments of posts that you love, even if you search a hashtag like hiking in Alberta or something like that, and look underneath at the comments. Look to find people who look like you that you might have something in common. Those 2 steps right there of finding people to work with and inviting them and adding to your network are already part of your vital behaviors. Of course, being a product of a product, committing to a workout just like we all will in January with Transform 20, drinking Shakeology, Energize, Performance Line, whatever is your jam, that's being a product of the product, and then showing up naturally. That again is another one of your 4 vital behaviors. And personal development. So we've already talked about them in what I would call a non-scary way, something that's tangible, something that's workable. And you know what? Sharing your journey, whether you get 1 person or 12 people, allows you to stay accountable and committed to your own journey. And you are inspiring people on social media, whether you think you are or not. People are watching. I can guarantee it. A lot of the Success Club points that I've gotten lately are from people that have been watching me for 2.5 years. This isn't something that they come on in a week and they turn around and they join me. This is something they build trust. It's that trust and like thing, right? And so you want to just show up, whether it's a sweaty selfie or your dog, and you just talk genuinely. When I was watching my Instagram audit, which we're going to get into right away here, one of the things she said is that especially in Instagram, the top 3 lines are what shows in your post. So you want to grab people authentically. You want to ask them if they are where you once were. You know what I mean? So you can, like my post today, if you go back and have a look at it on Instagram, it says at the beginning, oh God, now I can't even remember. But I tried to do like a 3-line tagline without putting any spaces in between it, so that when they're scrolling Instagram, they can see, they can actually see that 3 lines that says, are you a burnt out caregiver? That's what today was, a burnt out caregiver. Can you tell that I did that at 4:30 in the morning, and now it feels like a whole nother day? But yeah, so are you a burnt out caregiver? So that people who are those burnt out caregivers will keep reading. And maybe if you're not going to, because I don't really want those people to message me necessarily if they don't connect with me. I would much rather a quality over quantity, and we're going to talk a bit more about that. So sharing more than just your workouts is so important. Talk about your mental change. Talk about how you're setting an example for your family if your kids are watching. Talk about how you love the cold or hate the cold, or love the snow or hate the snow, and that you don't have to go out and go to the gym because of it, or that you can do laundry. My stories today was kind of all about that. So I'm gonna have a drink, and then so simplify. On top of that, my favorite thing, and I'm actually going to make a document in our coaches, I think I might have actually already, I should look, a document in the coaches page of all the videos that I use work harder or work smarter, not harder. I have a whole note of different videos that I add to. So I just added Marie's supplement video that she did. I just added her blog post that she did on Transform 20. I just put that blog post into our community, and you can use that information. She is the exact same way. What is hers is yours. So if somebody's saying, what is this program? I do actually want to talk to just briefly about not screaming Transform 20, not screaming Beachbody. We talked about being more than that, but if people see hashtags or they see information about Beachbody, they're going to assume that Susie Joe down the street that told them about Shakeology and Beachbody and how it doesn't work and that it's just a scam, they're going to believe them over you. Where if you talk about your pain points and you talk about, how you're a burnt out caregiver, or why you were sad and depressed, or why anxiety is going through you like crazy, people connect with that. So that's why it's so important to connect with those things that you started with, those pain points of what you started with and why you keep going, that why, right? And so using hashtags that go along with that is important. And on that note, I should move on to the Instagram side because I got a lot of information to tell you, and hashtags is a big part of it. One more. All right. So SheSocial.com, or the hashtag Files Society. We had a call from Courtney herself on the Boomerang page about hashtag society. And she talked about, I thought I knew a lot about Instagram. I've been researching YouTube videos, watching different calls, and learning about Instagram for a long time. And she blew my mind even more. And the reason she did that was mostly around hashtags. She offered at the end of it, because this is something she does to create an email list and to get networking opportunities, is she provides a 30-minute webinar about Instagram and drops a few nuggets that people are like, oh, wow. And then they turn around and they use her membership website to help negate those things that you may be doing. And so at the end of that call, I did sign up and reinvested into my business. This is the first time in two and a half years that I actually paid for a membership for something. I invested into the 6 months so that I could get into an Instagram audit. And sure enough, I won this free Instagram audit that typically she says she charges $500 for. So this was huge for me. And it was like a 45-minute or 30-minute Zoom call where she went through my page and let me know. So let me know different things that I can change. I'm proud to say that she was actually quite happy with my Instagram and felt like I was doing some pretty good things, which felt good. It felt good from an Instagram guru to know that, I'm kind of on the right page. But saying that, she also did a calculation that we'll talk about here and about engagement, and my engagement is really, really low. So although I have like a great page, it's not doing what Instagram wants it to be doing, which is engaging. So she asked me to really focus on that in the next little while and actually come back to her with how it went. So I'm looking forward to sort of looking into that more in the future. So let's start with the Instagram audit. She started with your profile. So of course your profile page is that, you hit your little home screen, bottom right-hand corner, and your profile comes up. One of the things you want to think about is that top title. My Instagram tag is Sandy_DeWolf. You can have it as anything that you want, but do remember that if people want to come back to your page, if your name is Catherine, I'm going to use you as an example because I have struggled with your name sometimes, but the Baby Bell 29, I forget what that is. And then I'm constantly trying to search because I want to tag you or I want to do something and I can't find you. Well, people are not going to keep looking. They're just going to give up and say, you know what, that girl, that health and fitness girl that I scrolled through on a hashtag, I'm just going to let that go because I can't find her. So if it's your name or if it's something easy to remember, that's a really good thing to have. So mine is Sandy_DeWolf. Underneath my picture, the round picture, underneath there is a tagline. The first thing, so I used to have that just my name. And Courtney told me that actually is searchable on Instagram. So they're not going to search your name, right? What you want that to be is if your Instagram handle is something like Dog Mom Love or something like that, then underneath there, you might put your name. But if your Instagram handle is your name, underneath there, you want to have something that they could search. So I just changed mine. I'm going to just bring up my Instagram here really quick so I know exactly what it says. I just changed mine to Nurse and Lifestyle Coach. So I know, I didn't say Beachbody Coach. I wanted nurse in there and I wanted lifestyle coach in there so that if people are searching that on Instagram, my profile will pop up. So that was one of the main things that I changed right away. She also, she said keyword friendly searches, or you can Google keywords and see what ones are that are searched a lot in the health and fitness industry. The bio. So this is one you might want to write down or come back to and write down. The bio is directly underneath. She also liked that I had it as a health and wellness website. If you're looking to build on Instagram, it should be a business account so that you can see what kind of engagement you're getting and stuff like that. If you're just getting started, you may want to keep it as a personal account, because then your personal account, you can link to your personal Facebook account and your stories will trade over. My stories link to my like page on Facebook. So I end up having to post in both places, which can be a little bit time consuming. And of course, most of us have other jobs, whether it's nursing jobs or a full-time mom. So we work in pockets of time. We take 10 minutes, 30 minutes, and we work in pockets. So it can be difficult to post in both places sometimes. So that's why if it sends it over there for you, that can be a good thing. So the bio is underneath. I've had the same bio for a really long time, which just listed all the things that I was. What she wanted out of me for my business page was what do I have to offer? Why do you want it? And what has it done for me type thing. So her formula, it needs to grab attention quickly. And the formula is, I help blank with blank by blank. What is your solution? Look at what your solution is. So I changed mine to, I specialize in helping people find healthy balance in life. We have an amazing community of online support and accountability. I wanted to write 500 characters in there and put everything that I offered to them, but Instagram doesn't allow it. It needs to be super short. So it's, I help blank. So I help people with healthy balance with blank by having an amazing online community. So Courtney says, I help boss babe women with hashtags to increase their business revenue or something like that. So depending on what you have to offer, if a lot of what you do is mental health related, you might have a link or words in there that says, I create, I'm so not a creative person, so I apologize. But like, I help women deal with personal battles by health and wellness, or by daily exercise, or by supporting them online. I always like to have online in there so that people don't think that it's a face-to-face thing, and that they know that they can get that support through an online community. I also have a Linktree. I'll be honest, I haven't actually touched my Linktree account since the beginning of 80 Day Obsession. And when she went on it, she was actually really impressed with my Linktree, which shocked me because I thought she was going to tear it apart. So I was actually really happy with the fact that you can put up this Linktree and go along and leave it there for a while and still be able to get information from it. The reason I haven't touched it is I haven't actually gotten a whole lot of traction through it, but it's good to have, because as people find you who don't know you, it's a really great place to start. And in the same sense, she said to offer a freebie in there in your bio, or underneath your bio, you can offer a freebie of some sort. She had said that I should have one, like maybe a little coil binder or something about how I track, or like some of what she had to ask or like mention was a little intense for me, but I thought maybe I would do 10 ways to cope with shift working. And it will be just an email document where they would have to give me their email so that I can create a list. And then I can email that to them as a freebie. And I just get into their inbox that way. I did add to my Instagram profile, start for free today, so they know that they can start for free, and a point down with the little point like this down to my Linktree account. And under my Linktree account, I'm going to try and show this to you guys. When she went into it, she was like, follow my story. Heck yeah, I want to follow you. Join our fit family. Why wouldn't I want to? Free 2 weeks of free online workouts. There's the freebie, right? So don't put like Beachbody account here. You want to put, kind of what you're offering, or like make it catchy. You always want to make it catchy. Like, oh yeah, I want to join your team. Yes, I want to be a part of your community. Yes, I want to follow your story. Yes, yes, yes. Like that's what you want them to read when they go into it. Best nutrition money can buy in a daily smoothie. That's one of my links. Become a coach. 80-day obsession. Well, what the heck's 80-day obsession? And then they can go in and look at it. Like I said, I haven't updated this since 80-day obsession. It's on my list of to-dos because I want to update it for Transform 20. I love this because Brittany's headed to put babes to bed, but she's still here at our team call, which is amazing. And that's why this is so doable. So that is the Linktree account if you want to set one up like that. She said, yeah, the one-liner and the freebie. So one of the things that especially Instagram gurus really want you to do is collect an email list. You do not own your Instagram. You do not own your Facebook. You do not own your Beachbody account. If Beachbody disappeared tomorrow, you would lose all of that information from your account, all of those people, all of those emails. So she says that it's important to create an email list for yourself. And that's why having that freebie is so important. And making sure, that's why Marie has the blog. That's her email list, is she has a freebie to offer people as her blog. And then she's able to collect those emails and have that should she ever, or should we ever have something else to offer, such as her meditation. Maybe someday I'll get certified and I'll be able to hold classes, and I have an email list to be able to go out and work off of. So that's always a good thing. Plus you can use it for your follow-ups. And we all know that the sale is in the follow-up. It takes 7 to 12 times. Actually, I'm going to get there, so I won't jump ahead. The next thing in your Instagram account is your highlights. Your highlights are, well, I can't see anything. Those little bubbles right there. Don't look too closely at them because the ones I have on here are not great. That's one of the things I learned. She said, use your stories for things that are in your life, like being a dog mom, being on the acreage, things like that. Use your highlights for grabbing people's attention. The one that really grabbed me is that she said that I should have a highlight that says transformation photos. And I have all of these amazing women that have all these amazing transformations, and nobody can see it except if they go through my posts, right? So if you have a highlight that grabs their attention and it says like results, and she said, don't make it super long, because if you make it long, it draws it out and you can't actually see what it says. So she had said, I think maybe I'll start one that just says results. And so people can go there and can see tangibly real people that have gotten results. So that's one of the highlights. You might do, a coach life one. What she said is do your highlights towards what you have to offer. Your Instagram is a big part of what you have to offer. She told me that I should remove them, clean them up a bit. You can actually do through Canva, even if you did it on your Instagram, a title for that, so it can say results and they're all maybe the same color or they're all the same background. And if you look at some of these top coaches, you'll be able to see that continuity and how pretty it is. And so those are things that I'm going to work on. I got to figure it out a bit. I'm probably going to watch a YouTube video on highlights, to be honest. I actually do have the She Social or hashtags. They're changing names. So I think it's a hashtag society. File Society. Anyways, a bunch of trainings on there on Canva and on stuff like that. And of course, as I learn it, I will pass it on to you guys. Canva is almost like PicMonkey. It's that type of thing. So I'm still trying to figure out how to do that. She also said that a lot of my highlights were outdated. They were from, 36 weeks ago, 52 weeks ago, stuff like that, which I knew that too, because I haven't been adding a lot to them, which is fine. These are all things that I can work on and I can move forward, and I love constructive feedback. So that's great. Let's talk about hashtags a bit. So that's sort of your profile, things that you can make tangible changes, which is awesome. one of the biggest things I learned from her and that 30-minute call was hashtag and engagement. One of the things that worried me is she talked about banned hashtags. And if your account gets a banned hashtag, they will just block your account for like 7 days. One of those banned hashtags that drew my attention was Snapchat. I never thought that hashtag Snapchat would be a banned hashtag, but because people have used it for like dirty, gross, nasty things, and not, instead of going through and banning single accounts, they ban any account that uses that hashtag. And so some of them are like, but she actually just, or Snapchat or whatever, but she actually just went through, and I think one is like Hike Canada that's been banned because it's, I don't exactly know why, but I was like, holy, that's her job. She knows why. And one of the things I get with my membership to Hashtag File Society is access to hundreds of hashtags that are not banned because they're constantly going through and researching and looking them up. And I was like, shit, I don't have the time to do something like that. And that's one of the reasons why I went through this membership. But even if you can go anywhere from 1 hashtag to 30 hashtags in your post or your comments. Neither one matters. Instagram doesn't care, despite what you might hear from other people. I put them in my comments. Even if you could do 10, even if you can do 10 comment or 10 hashtags that you're careful with. And the way to show it that it's banned is if you actually click on the hashtag, it won't allow you to follow the hashtag. It will just show it, but underneath it, there will be nothing there. There will be nothing about how many people follow it or whatever. And that's how it shows you that it's banned. If you want more information on that, just watch the call with Courtney and you'll see. But the other thing is to make sure is that the hashtag is somewhere between 10,000 and 400,000 or 500,000. You don't want to go over that. You don't want the hashtag to be overused because people will never find you then. People will actually look up a hashtag similar to like personal development love, let's say. They can Google that because they want to see what other people, or they'll search it in the Instagram and they want to see what other people's suggestions are. And so if your post is on that hashtag, it will come up on the feed. A lot of people will follow, like I follow hashtag nurse life so that I can connect with other nurses. And that will just come up on my feed because I follow that hashtag. So if you click on the hashtag, it'll allow you to follow it. You can follow it, and people who use that hashtag will come up. So if people are following my hashtags, I'm going to come up in their feed without them following me. So it's a great way to get new network people, especially on Instagram. Facebook doesn't like hashtags really, so don't worry about putting them there. If anything, if you're going to have a post that has hashtags and you're going to copy and paste it, get rid of the hashtags for Facebook so that it's not overing. Oh, that's weird. They just told me that they removed the 40-minute time limit for my first group meeting, but this is definitely not my first group meeting, so that's weird. It now has unlimited minutes. Too bad I have to go to work. We could have talked all night long. Anyways, that's fun. Gotta love freebies, right? Now I have to wonder how long I've been talking for. Okay, I'll keep going. So they say Instagram's all about testing. That gets a little complicated. It's test and work. So really what happens is if you get a lot of engagement on one post, then understand maybe what you did in that post that gets you engagement. A lot of them is what they call a call to action, or a CTA is what all the like millennials call it. And in a call to action, most posts, every second post for sure should have a call to action. And it can be as simple as, how do you deal with your anxieties? How do you deal with the stresses of motherhood? Let me see your puppies below. Drop an emoji if you'd like more information. Those are all call to actions. And as you get to use them, it makes life a little bit easier. And they're really important on the post for engagement. And that's where we're going with this, is engagement. Instagram doesn't give a rat's butt how many followers you have. More than that, they care how much engagement you're getting. Engagement is likes and comments and conversation happening under your post. So this is where she said, I really need to work. And she got my engagement by taking the most recent 7 photos that were on my Instagram at that point in time, adding the likes, counting up the likes and the comments, dividing it by my number of followers, and timesing it by 100. So again, that's taking the likes plus the comments, divide it by your number of followers times 100. And that's out of the first 7 photos on your Instagram. She said, mine sits about 3.5%, and with about 1,900 followers, I should be up at the 10%. I should, because my followers are smaller, I should have lots of engagement. And I know one of the reasons I think I don't have that is because I have a lot of spam accounts that follow me, that I allow them to follow me because I thought it was all about numbers and getting up my followers. And so I just leave them there, but that's probably what's causing my engagement number, that percentage, to be a little lower. And and that's okay. I can constructively look back at what I've been doing and why that number might be a little lower, and why Courtney, who did this for me, probably doesn't know why that number would be a little lower. And so she had said there's an engagement training on the #File Society. So I plan to go back and do that engagement training. And then I, of course, will bring that to you guys. Oh, and the number one thing when it comes to engagement is responding to all comments. Here I thought that I was like doing a pretty good job at it. And as she went through the photos that she looked at, she's like, well, you didn't respond here, and you didn't respond here, and you didn't respond here. And I was like, oh, I thought I did. Like, whoops, okay. And she had said, if they respond with an emoji, respond with an emoji back. If they make a heartfelt comment, make a heartfelt comment back. Keep that conversation sort of moving, and then that's a lot of help. Having that call to action helps get that engagement underneath. And she actually said if you can go back through within the first couple of hours that it's posted, if you get engagement there and re-engage, Instagram loves that. So I try to do that, but even like with my post from this morning, I'll be going to it tonight and looking at the comments and messaging back and commenting back. Instead of just putting the heart, put a comment in there so that it helps with the engagement. The last thing we talked about, is that the last thing I think? Yeah, she did talk about scheduling websites. If you're super busy and you're really struggling, there's a couple of scheduling websites out there, onlypult.com and smarterq.com. But Instagram, you can put up a post and save it and use it later. Same with Facebook. You can kind of save the post if you want to post it later in the day. Because I always recommend trying to post around the time of day that you feel your followers are watching. So whether that's first thing in the morning or in the evening, it's always good to sort of post around that time of day, because people get used to that coming up, and then they'll turn around and they'll maybe wake up in the morning and look to your page for inspiration. So for me, I like when I'm on nights to post it around 6 a.m. so that when they wake up, I might be the first thing to come up on their feed. Highlights, photos. One of the things she said about Instagram is make sure your photos are crisp and clear. We knew that. Don't make them too super dark. Don't have it like you want it. If you look at your profile, how many pictures can you tell what they are from standing back and looking at it and not having to click, because people don't really want to click. I'm just looking over some of the notes that I went through quickly. There is like, if you always filter your photos the same way, then that brings that continuity, and people really like that like visual, beautiful side of it. She said VSCO is a filters type thing, and it'll save what you did on that photo and do it again on the next one. But making them cohesive is super helpful. Oh yeah, and make it easy. Just like we're talking about going ahead and scheduling websites, she always also talked about repost what you've already got. She goes, go back through a year, 6 months, even 3 months, and recycle the posts that got a lot of traction. So if you had a transformation post, if you had a mental health post, if you had a mom post that had 50 likes instead of 10 likes, then copy that caption and use it again, and use it again like every 3 months. Save it into your notes or something like that and continue to use it until it's no longer getting the engagement that it used to. Again, work harder or work smarter, not harder. So I plan to go back through my Instagram and find some that really grab the attention of other people. If they unfollow you, that's good. Let them go because they're not your people. In your stories is super important to show up every day, even if it's just your coffee or your shake or something like that, because people are starting to watch stories much more. One of the things she said is that I don't show up in my business or in what I have to offer as often. And I think that's because she only got to see sort of that one story that she was looking through. I feel like I do a pretty good job at it, showing up as a product of the product in the way of my workouts or my shake or something like that. But one of the things she said I should be talking about daily is my business, is my coaching. And that's something I shy away from because I don't want to irritate people. But again, if I'm irritating people, that's their problem, not mine. I might have a new follower every single day that needs to hear what I have to offer and why I do what I do, right? And so I was like, oh shit, yeah, I do need to get on that. And so I wanted to say, you know, I'm going to be trying, like today I did a post about, or I did an Instagram story about this call. I'm not saying join our team, but I'm showing them what they're missing. I'm creating that FOMO, fear of missing out, right? At least I'm hoping I am. I'm trying to. So it is super important to sort of show up about what you're doing. And like, even if it's like Erin's been doing such a great job of showing up on her stories while she's waiting for Nolan at school. That's exactly it. You can say, you know, I love being a coach because I can work in pockets of time. And here I am again, waiting for my son, hopefully giving you a message you may need to hear today or something like that. And try to show in different ways why you love what you do. Even if you set a goal to do that 3 times a week on your stories or something like that, it doesn't need to be every day. But she did say people will look through your stories maybe one day and not the other. So if you don't have something to offer, that makes it really difficult. Whew. Guess what? I think I'm through all my notes and it's already 9:45. I thought I was doing really well, but I knew I had a lot of information on this call. I'm really hoping that if everybody can come back through, I will post the recording tonight and be able to take more notes if you want, or reread it, or have other people watch it. Again, we may be small, but we are mighty. There are lots of things coming down the pipe right now. I initially talked about Transform 20. I've sort of taken a bit of a break this week about talking about it, and I plan to revamp it again here soon. Again, I'm just going to be talking about the new workout program that's only 20 minutes a day. I'm not going to be dropping the bomb of Transform 20. I'm not going to be talking necessarily about Shanti. Everybody's a bit different. I know my girl Tracy is talking full on about Shanti because he was the key reason to why she lost 160 pounds. So of course she's going to talk about that. However it feels comfortable to you guys, go ahead and talk about it. Just start talking about it. That's the most important part. I'm doing this and I want to do it with you. That's the biggest thing. Make them feel important because we all are. Where do you put the information under your picture that people can search? What is the heading? Like on my Instagram page? You can talk, Erin, it's fine. Do you know how to unmute yourself? Can you? There you go.
Mm-hmm.
Like
on you were saying that if you go to like edit profile, is it where you says name?
Yep.
So that should be like, that's where you put nurse and
dog mom, nurse and lifestyle coach, nurse and health and wellness coach. So if they Google health and wellness, you'll come up.
Okay.
Yeah, good question.
Okay.
Yeah, Brittany, I'm sure you will. Thank you so much for tuning in, even though you had autumn. I just love that. That's why we do what we do, is because this business works around us. We don't work around it. So I will leave it at that, ladies. I will get off this call, go have a shower. This felt good. I wanted to give you guys this information for a long time. So I do plan, I'm going to hopefully do another call mid-December so we can just touch base on Transform 20 and what we're doing. The Boomerang team last night, actually Marie mentioned that the Evolve Wellness crew will probably run their own Transform 20 group. And so I really love to hear that, because that shows you that we're making waves, ladies, and that we are creating this really strong, amazing team that's cohesive, and all of those things. So I am most likely going, I am going to Hawaii, January 4th to the 14th, and I will be coming back to launch Transform 20 exactly when I get back. January 12th is Super Saturday in Calgary. Catherine, maybe this could be the first one that you go to. Marie Barker is actually going to be a keynote speaker, which she'll be amazing to hear. And if Aaron and Brittany, you guys can get together and you guys can go, it will be amazing because it's right at the time of the launch of Transform 20. So it is going to be hyped. It is going to be exciting. It's in Calgary. If you can make it, I highly, highly recommend it. I might even be looking at one in Maui, and maybe I can go to a Super Saturday in Maui. Maybe, if there is one. I have no idea, but I'm going to find out. That's a good idea. All right, guys, so keep those dates in mind. We are going to run a fun group. It's going to be awesome. So invite all of the newer coaches. Just invite them to your community. We will run it. You will be a part of it, and you are welcome to add as many people as you need. What's ours is yours. All right, guys, I hope you have an amazing week. Finish strong, have an amazing weekend, and wish me luck as I finish out all my night shifts. Love you guys. Thanks for coming.
Bye.